Whoa, here I am. Hey, welcome back to Piss Pirates. We're here again on a Sunday evening. It was not anticipated to not to skip another fucking Saturday, but things happened. It was fun. I had a fun time with some other friends and stuff. Anyway, but we're back and we're gonna make it another quick one, relatively. So we're gonna start with the panels from the previous episode of episode 10. This is what they've cut from chapter 616 and 617. Fewer stuff, but a lot more panels. Like entire panels are really getting cut. This is probably the highest ratio of panels so far. I could be wrong. I didn't really check. I'll probably make like a tally or something at the end of like the chapters with the most cut things or whatever. I don't know. This entire page pretty much got cut, and it was just a like, this is the border patrol or something's happening, and it's again like, general surrounding people that don't necessarily have names or anything like that, but it's just kind of delaying stuff. I don't know. Yeah, side quips from nameless characters that don't matter. Again, more like, I don't think the soldiers talked at all in that last episode, but they talk a lot in the chapter, but not really to anything in particular. This one speech bubble got cut. This whole, again, another 3 giant things of just like really soaking in the fact that Fishmen are people and they're observing things that are happening. It takes a lot of time to draw that stuff, and it's not not without merit. But it makes sense to cut in the essence of time and for the challenge of it, I think. This little quip with Vanderdecken and Neptune, them kind of the picture, because he mentions how big Shirahoshi is, and they're like, oh, is it that big? They just kept that gag. This little bit from Frankie. This entire panel of like kind of just a joke, given how the Fishmen see themselves as not needing to look like their parents and stuff. And then this little bit of Frankie as well, being like, oh, you flatter me, after he says the thing. I think it flows really well, ultimately. Not a whole lot gets cut, to be honest with you, in that chapter, despite the numbers. A little more happens in the following chapter, a lot of side quips and stuff like that. This particular one, and this whole panel. Blast you, Hody, that monster's hurting defenseless people, is where you're starting that. Like, kind of redundant, like, background information. It's not super relevant, like super important that we know kind of deal, or context of stuff happening. This is kind of a funny joke, but like kind of undermines the what's going on in the moment. This whole a lot of Brook content gets cut in this arc so far, but it's because like a lot of his stuff is just like jokes, and it actually kind of puts down his character a little bit, in my opinion. Just like him being kind of like this insensitive weirdo. I don't know. I think he's better than it. He's great. He's reliable. I love Brook. This mentioning that Nami disappears here, that's the only panel that really addresses it. But you barely feel her absence, in my opinion. You'll get it in the next episode, I think, because it has her and Kami swimming off and everything. Yeah, like them just kind of describe. Obviously, the panel is not cut. Like, the flower shows up, but it's the guys being like, "Oh, a flower! Oh, yeah, like, yeah, we see that." Yep, kind of redundant information again here. This whole panel gets cut. He's one of their, again. It's just more mer people. More mer people talk. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, they must have tried to kidnap Shirahoshi. That's impossible. Like, them being like downplaying it when it literally happens in like the next panel. We see that she has been kidnapped, technically, quote unquote. Redundant information, I think. Just kind of filling out the panel, I feel. Yeah, this just like doubles down on what Neptune was saying here, and it's a funny interaction to be like, hey, what about us, or whatever. It's funny, but cut, totally fair. And this sequence of panels is at the very end of the chapter, and it's all completely redundant because they do the exact kind of almost the same sequence of reactions and and talking at the beginning of chapter 618. So they're really, this is just like to kind of capstone the chapter, to like end it off for that particular moment. But they end the chapter, they end this episode, episode 10, on the full joke, on the full Sanji turns around and reveal and everything. And then this other slate panel of like, look out, like, but like the sudden surprise I think makes better. I think it's cut really well. Very sensible cuts as usual. I think they paced it really well. I really liked that last episode, as I have pretty much all the episodes. There's not been one episode like, that's a bad episode, this is a good one. I don't know, maybe I'm just not as super overly critical when it comes to One Piece, because it's all good. It's one of my favorite anime, period. Anyway, so we're here. This next episode that we're about to watch, you've probably watched it already. Who am I kidding? Starts with a lot of the Hode's minions attacking, which I believe happens in like one of these. We'll go through it. Vanderdecken showing up, not type of Janai-desu. It's like, that's the problem. Umibozu showing up. Nami seeing Jinbei for the first, and Jinbei's like, the reason Arlong attacked you was for my fault. This shot of Otohime and the Arlong pirates, like, we admired the humans and such. A lot of them showing up at the garden. Zoro's fight with Hody probably finishes here. This big blast. Like this shot, right? All of this is at the end of 618. And then all of this is like, the start of the flashback. Okay. And we covered that pretty much in the end of the last installment. That's okay. So let me just show you the timelines we're working with here. So this is all the previous episode has already covered this material here. They didn't really cut a whole lot. There really is just like one extra shot of Chopper that they don't use somewhere. I think it's this one. Well, there's a shot of the Fishman people who give a shit. A little longer on this part. A little longer at some shots here or there. But like they extend some shots too. Like some are longer than the original shots. A couple of redraws. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Alright. But then, what they're going to do this episode, it's a little extra, supplementary bit of the Fishman talking, like, why is she here? No, whatever, and whatever. This is an original shot, I believe, which is cool. But then, this is all covered in One Piece as well. And then One Piece cuts this, a bunch of reaction shots to Luffy, I guess, getting tied up. Which doesn't really need to happen. Totally fair to cut, I think. Then this extra little bit shot, again, of the Fishman kind of like reacting to, ooh, what's that? But not a whole lot gets cut there. It's like, how long is that? 4 seconds? Alright, great. 4 seconds. All the Vanderdecken stuff happens. But then when she says type of Janai-desu, it's very long. And then they just cut there. They cut 13 seconds out of that, like, elongated, like, try hitting that joke and everything. And then it cracks. And like, that's the problem. And then they cut further, I guess. Vanderdecken being completely shocked. Another 7 seconds. They shave about 20 seconds off this whole scene. But it's a funny moment, so I get why the anime indulged in it. And then they don't cut pretty much anything else there. They do a little bit of they trim a bit of these exterior shots of the palace. And then this entire shot here, this is another 20 seconds of just, I guess they're talking here, but they're just like, you'll never beat me, or something. But we know this shot here is in the next episode preview, so yeah, that's all in there as well. And there's Kami, of course, and all that. Alright. And then yeah, I think I've went over this previously because I wasn't sure if they'd actually make it this far. But yeah, this whole fight happens, and it's technically not in the manga, so but One Piece cuts it. And then there's more reactions of Hody and his men, and then him slowly putting the blade back. Very dramatic and cool. And this is 538. I don't believe I've covered this in this stream series yet. So it starts with them, having the whole reaction thing, and One Piece doesn't cut any of that, but they do cut this little extra bit of them kind of like, hey, he's getting away, or something. And they talk more, and they all eat their pills, take their meds. And there's an entire extended sequence here of Zoro trying to swim away, and they're like, oh, he can't make it. And so he fights them a little more. Doesn't seem to happen in the manga, apparently. So that's all there. And then they keep going. This little extra bit, I don't really know what they say here, but it's probably some glue. Maybe Log includes a bit. Then after Hody, makes his capture and everything, there's an entire anime original sequence right here, which is only about 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes, of the princes, I guess, doing a little investigating. Oh, who could have beat these people? And the Hody's minions kind of coming around, and they haven't attacked yet, but they're just kind of priming that part up. Of course, One Piece doesn't understand comedy, so they just, you check out the bottom over here. They pretty much cut this entire, like, they just go, because there's no pause there, because the joke here is, I forget. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. So I forget the specific joke that he makes here, but it's like Luffy just does not understand what's going on, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" But then Frankie's like, "Yeah, sure," something like that. He just kind of, it's just fair, and then it's like, "Huh?" So a little, I think this extra part is the original anime kind of milking it, but this is just a second long. This is just a second long pause. But I'm sure Log can trim that a lot. But I do hope they don't do what One Piece does and just completely ignore the joke and just fucking just do it anyway. The way I understand, it is a 3-second pause. But like, that's what makes it funny. I would sooner guess that, depending on what this joke is, let me look at this in the manga here. Let's find this. So he's here, and then there's Shirahoshi. It should be in the manga somewhere because One Piece included it to some extent, but I could be wrong. But that is how it should work. I don't see it. I'm curious. So they escape and they're here. Where is this? He's coding our. He's my teacher Tom's little brother. His name is Den. He's coding our ship. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Oh, so he's the teacher who's coding your little brother. Right. Okay. Sorry, you can't even fucking see it. I'm sorry. Yeah, right in this this panel right here. But you see how it's in the corner right here? It's not like a focal point of the thing. Because he's coding our ship. I know where you come here, but I mustn't leave the shell tower. Like, I totally bet that this gets cut completely. That this interaction gets cut completely in log. I could be wrong. It'd be great to see it. It's a funny joke. But, like, it's very likely they'll just cut this entire bit instead of ruin the joke. But we'll see. We'll see if what they do here. I don't know if they'll have time because they're doing a fair. If my calculations are correct, they should be doing a lot of coverage. To be honest. Anyway, sorry. So it keeps going. And they have another extra bit that it's a little more build up of Nami seeing Jinbei for the first time and Jinbei seeing Nami for the first time. They have building up that I don't know if animosity is the word for it, but friction, which is very, very interesting. And then the rest of the episode plays out as normal. I need a fucking timeline on. Yeah, so it's this chunk right here. Okay. But otherwise, that's about it. That how One Piece does it. And then One Piece cuts even less in the next episode. There's an entire, just a 44 second thing with the start of the episode, and Robin's hiking around. She's like, oh, cool. And she's hiding for it, and she sees the thing, but we won't get to it yet. The start of the chapter. This is where you'll see. This is from the next episode preview, so we do know they get to episode 539. So they start from 537, and they're going to get to 539, which is a lot of material to go through, which is great. We'll see how much they cut here. It'll be interesting. Just a small thing that One Piece cuts. It's just a establishing shot. Easy enough. Little bit, like, for, they don't let Nami take a second. They're like, oh, there's no audio here. And I can just, I can cut fucking 2 seconds. Great. And we don't get that, this is a big deal that she's about to kind of confront Jinbei like this. So it's sort of like, I don't know. But obviously with Log, given their challenge, I totally see them truncating that. Heck, they've even, been cutting content, which is good. It's fine. Given the challenge, what they have to do. All right. So they're doing the whole bit of Arlong here. And One Piece thinks it thought it could, it was able to cut this more extended bit. I guess you'll see what they do in the corner here. They just cut right to it. That's brittle, but okay. Yep, then it gets to here. I don't know what's said here. It's like, yeah, more Belmare. And then Arlong talks and yada yada. Yeah, not yada yada. I mean, it's good shit, but still. Right. Just a little bit that they can cut here, I guess. This is all flashback. It's newly animated flashback for what it's worth. But I can definitely see Log cutting that entire chunk completely, because we've seen it, we'll have to see. I think there's a lot. They probably don't have to show any of this, because this is really all of this we've already seen before. We'll see. Depends on what they show and what efficiency, because they have to show something. But it'll be very interesting to see what they do here. Hello, Weird Proc. Very good to see you. And then I keep going, and then they don't change much. They're not really changing anything, because they can't. This little extra bit of Hachi and Chopper, I guess, is not in the manga, so they were able to cut it. It's probably redundant, but it's fine. And yeah, again, these clips right here, this Whitebeard one, and the people that change, like this of the old Fishman one. This is in the next episode preview. Probably some of these other extra shots are as well. This is in the next episode preview at the end of 539. So they are definitely doing 3 episodes worth of content here. I'm almost positive. So it's going to be really something else to see what they cut here, and in what way they adapt and how much they truncate. I think they can do a fair amount. Maybe entire pages. I don't know. It'd be very interesting to see. To be fair, though, I'm just noticing. No, I'm probably wrong. I was wondering if 620 is just a shorter chapter. I don't think it is, though. Yeah, though. I think there's a lot of action as well. In the rest of 618, the majority of 618 is a lot of action, and that can go probably pretty fast. 19 is kind of half and half. It's actiony at the beginning, and then it gets more dialogue heavy. And then 20 is definitely the most dialogue heavy, but has a whole page of flashback that they can probably cut, and a lot of like surrounding details. I think it is possible to do a lot of cutting here. Well, one thing I wanted to mention before we get to the episode, because we're already there. We can already pretty much watch it. I was importing the One Pace episodes into Premiere, so I was getting a closer look at the way they're adapting the chapters, and I was surprised to see how they can do chapters 642 to 645. So 4 chapters in one 30-minute episode. They don't even like extend it that long. Like usually the episodes are 23 minutes. Like doing 4 chapters in 30 minutes is incredibly fast. And that probably has to be due because 642 to 645 is very action heavy. And then 643, 4, 5, 6 is another 4 chapters, and that's in 29 minutes. So there's 8 chapters from 642 to 646 that can be done really fast. And I just want to like look real quick at those chapters. I'm almost positive they are in volume 44. I mean 64, I should say. Ooh. Come on. So we're looking at 642 to 646. 642. Oh boy. Oh boy. Really? 632? 642. Oh man. Oh, it's the Noah sequence. Yeah, that completely makes sense. All right. 642 Lost All Face to 646. It's the second half of this volume 65. So, at this point, the Noah is descending on Fishman Island that whole time. It's already on it. And like, oh my gosh. Escape Hoshi. Lot of action. And so Luffy's already kind of in the in this last bout with Hody right at the end over here. And then Hody betraying Vanderdecken. This is not even 642 to 645 yet. Like, they're already kind of halfway through. Okay, here we go. So now we're in the Straw Hat fights. So you have Brook versus Zio, Dharma versus Usopp, Dosun versus Chopper, Zoro versus the octopus guy. But then, yeah, there's Noah. 642, what are you? They're still, yeah, so they're fighting. Lots of fighting, and then 642 is where we start to do these 4 chapters can be done in 30 minutes according to One Piece apparently. Um, yep, look at that. There's a lot of well, I mean, this is the thing. They should be adapting all of this. So, okay. Yeah, there's the Dosun and Sanji, Frankie and all them. You ain't worth killing time. Okay. Yeah, this is all the Straw Hat fights. Okay, yeah, there's Robin's fight, Brooks' fight, Usopp, and then a little more Hody. The very infamous panel. Nothing. What did the humans do to you? Nothing. Jeez. And then yeah, crazy man. Oh, a huge flashback. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. More of the prince crying, "Red the Hawk." The end of that. And then 645. So after this chapter is one whole One Piece episode. So he punches him. This could happen very fast. This is very little happening. Interesting. Oh yeah, and then Luffy destroys Noah. And then more fighting with the Straw Hats at the end here. Okay. But then 643. What? Oh, look at that. They go back they go back some. So Fishman Island 20 for One Piece do 642 to 645, and then 21 does 43 to 46. So they hop around a little bit. Because then, yeah, 46 is, yeah, the end of Brooks' fight, the end of, yeah, they all kind of like, this is really cool. Like in 4 consecutive double-page spreads, they're able to take out each of the commanders, like, immediately. 5! Never mind. Look at that. 6! 7! That's incredible. Yeah, at the end of yeah. He kind of, like, does this incredible thing where he just goes boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Crazy. Crazy. That's so easy and fast. This particular chapter goes by, like, quick. So what he probably... Yeah. So that's very interesting. Monster Chopper and Control Hype moment. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was definitely where I was expecting there to be the most abbreviation, but I will be very excited to get to that point with the cutting in the anime, the original anime, and see what was, you know, stretched out to fit capacity to do like one chapter per, pretty much, but maybe not even if that. That's crazy. Jeez. So hype. Those panels go hard. Yeah, for sure. And we'll see it, and I think this is what people are kind of hoping and expecting with Log, that if they can improve on this. But we'll see. They haven't done anything super extreme with the redraws as of yet. And that should be okay. I don't know. These are ultimately just kind of peons. Well, I think that'll do, Donkey. So we're gonna get started here. Feel free to pull it up for yourself. We're gonna watch ep11, and we're gonna get back to the manga while I'm at it. 64, 63 actually. That's where we're at. Yep. All right. So we're about right here. Let me see if I can There. Oof. Uh, there we go. And I'll make it so you can kind of see it better. There we go. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, we're doing it. Then do it already. Okay, we're going on go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. My volume is kind of low. And F them freaking making a different version of this OP. Ew. It's not good, in my opinion. Have fun watching the episode. Thank you. I will. Oh, you just yells. I bet they just start with this panel right here, where he's like, "We got him." That'd be perfect. Oh. Winner! Ugh. Tie one piece. I do love the song itself, but I love this OP song. I do too. I just don't like this cover of it. I just don't like this cover of it at all. It's not it. Ugh, no. All right, they start with kind of, not really. They didn't cut this panel in the core. These two panels. That's cool. Wow, they actually get speaking lines for once. Oh, they cut this little bit here. Ah! Oh wow, he completely cut that shot. Nice. Yep, cut all the fucking how dare you blah blah blah. Who cares? Woof. They cut the postcard memory. That's okay. Good shit. with the holding his mouth up like that. So funny. Ooh, what out to me? Woo! Cute. Very cool. And they're about to finish 618 in about 6 minutes. Very quick work. Hardly any can cut, to be honest with you, but like really efficient. Let's see how much they'll obviously like cut the majority of this fight, but let's see what they keep. That was about as much as they cut, actually. They pretty much, that was the part that they kept, because now they're into actually manga content, and they're probably going to keep it faithful from here. Ooh, they did keep a little. Woo! Hey, they kept the postcard memory. Let's go. That's the halfway point. That's fair, but that's 7 minutes in. Holy shit. I'm not even familiar. So like the halfway point for 619 is oh yeah, that's fair. It The end of 619 is when Jinbei says the person who released Arlong into the East Blue is me. They're not going to. Okay. So let's see. Womp womp womp. The cutest shit ever. Ow! You're with quite a pinup girl. That's cute. Oh, he looks great. I really like all the redraws. I don't even know how many of these are redraws, but I just like how it looks. That's funny. Aww. Eh. Oh, okay, yeah, they are going to conclude this. Let's see what they do. They did cut it. They did cut it. I win. I win. Not that I win. I mean, that's too bad that they cut it. It's more like I fucking called it. I fucking called it that they cut it. Oh my god. Yep, another little side bug. Fucking so cute. Oh my god, I love her. Great shot. Fucking cute and amazing. Wow. What a great shot. This is schmoovin', man. Oh wow, that was actually kind of an immediate cut. But that's what happens in the manga actually. Look at that. Yep. And that's the end of 619. 14 minutes into the episode. We got 6 minutes left to do all of 620. Now we're on the clock. This is snappy so far. This totally makes sense to kind of gloss through because it's just very redundant, like similar information but with six different guys. Nice. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, a whole. Oh! They got a whole page with Caribou. Interesting. I have to read that later. Maybe they show it later. Yeah, they did cut this. They cut that very short. That was smart though because they overlaid it. All right, let's see what they keep of this flashback here. I'm gonna keep an eye on the clock of how long they do it. Oh, holy shit! That was about 40 seconds. That's crazy. That was really good though. I thought that was a really smart way to really like punch it because the trauma point is Belmar getting shot. So like the so good. Yep, there it is. They're gonna cut this last page, I think, which is like just a not this last, yeah, this page over here, which is just introducing Fisher Tiger at the end of the chapter. Ooh, that felt very different in the way that it was adapted. Um, that seemed a little edited in an interesting way, but that was a really great way to end it. And yes, they did cut that last page of like easing them into like showing you what Fisher Tiger looks like, and then the next chapter um, shows off what Otahime looks like for the first time, I believe. But honestly, I like that adaptation choice of making the next episode where you first see both of them for the first time together, because they're very like it's both of their flashbacks, so they're very tied together in an interesting way. So I like that choice. I think that the original anime pretty much does that too. Okay, now I do have the next episode preview downloaded with the whole episode and everything. But let's watch it in this context. I gotta say, my stomach is kind of killing me. I think it's because I just haven't really eaten yet. I was on a road trip pretty much all day. I haven't gotten a chance to eat. But let's see. Yep. Of course. That's the first scene for chapter 621. Yep. Yes, okay, yeah, there's Cody Koala. Yep. This shot is the end of episode 541 E. Let's see. So 541 over here ends with yeah, there's this shot right here. This was in the next episode preview. So they're at least doing 540 and 541. But I don't think there was any material for 542 in there. At least I'm pretty sure. Where is it? This is 543. Yeah. 543 has Koala returning, and the standoff with the Navy. And Fisher Tiger's death at the end of 543. But I think what's going to happen is the first episode, the initial episode, this next one, episode 12, is going to do the establishing of Otahime and Fisher Tiger, and then so that's 540 and 541. 542 is a Toriko crossover episode, so that's why it's not represented here. But then I think they'll do 543 and 544. as an episode together. I don't have 544 here yet. I don't think. Let me see if I can get that. Yes. I don't have a cut just yet, but end of 544. There's a lot more to Otohime. Like it goes on a little longer with Otohime on Otohime's end. But yeah, like looks like the yeah, it's about here, sort of. It looks like it's the split up of the yeah, and that makes sense actually. I actually think that's a good episode together of like the kind of the dissolution of the Sun Pirates. You know, introduce the formation of them, and then their breakup, with Fisher Tiger dying, and then their breakup afterwards. Like the aftermath of his death, basically, is 544, and that would be however long. But yeah, I think it's just about the amount that we'll do. So that would mean, so episode 11, it did in fact do 537 to 539. It did end on the point we were thinking, which is for the red text. It is in fact to 618, and then 618 to 620. So then we're going to do 621 to 622. Yeah, we're just doing 2 chapters, I think, next time. 40 and 541, which 622, the chapter. End of 622 is the koala scene at the end. I think that's what we're gonna do, and then we'll probably do 623 to 624 in the next one. I don't know why I'm doing the dashes there. It's gonna be plus, and then yeah, that's a range. Okay, it's about where we're at. Looking like we'll project about that far. Okay. That'll do it for this installment, fellas. Thank you very much for watching. There's a few of you that have. It wasn't much action, but that's because, again, streaming on weird, unscheduled, unregular times. I'm not a great streamer in that way, but we're getting it done. We're getting the work, and that's what I care about. Getting these streams all formed and my reactions there and everything like that. But thank you for joining me. If you were a lurker or if you're watching the VOD, thank you. You guys are great. You have a great week. Yo, peace.